There is a specific feeling you get when you stand high on the Greensand Ridge and look out across the Weald of Kent. Most people escaping the noise of London look for a new home, but they often end up in a place that feels like the same suburban landscape they just left, only with a longer commute. Today, we are discovering the exception to that rule. We are in Sutton Valence, a village crowned by the ruins of a 12th century castle built to guard this strategic hilltop for kings and earls. If you are looking for a lifestyle that feels intentional, historic, and genuinely breathtaking, you've found it. What truly anchors the identity of this village is its over 450-year legacy of excellence. In 1576, William Lamb, a gentleman of the court to King Henry VIII, founded the Sutton Valence School. Since that year, this village has been a centre of heritage, but even before the school, this was a site of royal power. The very name, Valence, comes from William de Valence, the half-brother of King Henry III, who was granted this land for his loyalty in the 13th century. Here you are walking through a living timeline of English history. Why choose Sutton Valence over any of its neighbours? It's the elevated rural vibe. Because the village is built along a steep ridge, every aspect of daily life comes with a view. While historic landmarks like the Swan have transitioned into striking private residences, they still stand as monuments to the village's architectural soul. The local community has a way of staying tight-knit. Whether it's trading stories at the village hall or meeting at the Queen's Head, a pub that feels like a sanctuary with its roaring winter fires and a garden that overlooks the entire Weald. It's a place where children grow up playing near 12th century castle ruins, and where the village is locally associated with the early development of round-arm bowling through a resident connected to the rise of the style in the early 19th century. It is honest, welcoming, and feels remarkably safe. Let's talk logistics. You're moving here for the peace, but you still need a gateway to the city. Sutton Valence doesn't have its own station, which is exactly why it has managed to keep its quiet village charm. However, you are far from isolated. Just a 10-minute drive down the hill, about 4 miles away, is Headcorn Station. From there, trains run every 30 minutes directly into London Charing Cross and London Bridge in around 60 to 70 minutes. If you prefer the line into London Victoria, Bearsted Station is just as close. This dual access means you have a backup plan for your commute, giving you the total tranquility of the ridge every evening without being cut off from the capital. Now for the part that makes your move a smart financial decision, the Ridge Advantage. In Sutton Valence, your investment buys you heritage and views that you simply can't find elsewhere for the same price. Because we don't have a station in the village centre, you don't pay the commuter convenience tax. Local house prices vary by postcode, type and sale date. If we look at a standard 3-bedroom home here and compare it to our 3 main rivals, the percentages tell a clear story. First, look at Bearsted. It's a lovely village but much more suburban in feel. Currently, in Bearsted, a 3-bedroom house is typically around 18 to 23% more expensive than here. Next is Marden, which is incredibly popular for its 50-minute direct train link. For that extra 20 minutes of saved travel time, you will pay a premium. Currently in Marden, a 3-bedroom house is typically around 15 to 20% more expensive than here. Finally, Headcorn. Even though it is our closest neighbour, the presence of the station makes a similar 3-bedroom property currently around 8 to 13% more expensive. For families, Sutton Valence is a one-stop destination. The local primary school has a brilliant reputation for its focus on safety and individual attention. It's a place where teachers truly know their pupils and parents are part of the learning journey. Then there is the Sutton Valence School. It gives the village what we call the Hogwarts Factor, a prestigious atmosphere that raises the profile of the entire area. Having a world-class independent school as the village anchor means the facilities are incredible and the environment is always aspirational. There are sports clubs for everything from cricket to netball. For grammar routes currently, Kent test passers, 11+, get Maidstone grammar priority. So who is Sutton Valence for? It is for the person who wants a genuine escape. It's for the family that wants their children to grow up surrounded by 1,000 years of stories. It's for the hybrid worker who needs to be in London a few days a week and wants to spend the rest of their time looking out over a beautiful landscape. If you can trade a short 10-minute drive to the station for a life on the ridge, you are gaining a lifestyle most people only see on a postcard. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video useful. Help me create more videos like this by hitting subscribe.